Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is Luis and today I'm going to be sharing like my first initial thoughts and reaction to Olivia Rodrigo's new album. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love with you. I seem pretty overwhelmed for a girl who has just listened to like the best record of the entire decade so far. I did not film my reaction because I thought I might get copyrighted and I also want to enjoy the album for myself because I waited 3 years for this. I watched like every interview and I was so excited. I just wanted to enjoy it for myself. And also I started crying immediately, so what kind of reaction would that have been? I want to remind you all it's called First Reaction, First Thoughts for a reason. I did not even write a script for this video. These are just things that came to my head when I listened to it for the first time. So please don't judge me. My opinion might change in a year, in a month, in a week. First of all, I want to declare I love Olivia. I love her evolution. I've loved her since All I Want from High School Musical, the musical. What a weird name. I like Sour. It just perfectly depicts the feeling of being 17, being a teenager, especially at that time. I love Guts. It's a perfect evolution from that. It's a more grown up version, but she's still a teenager. Many people, including me, love the rock elements on Guts. All American Bitch, So American, Ballad of a Homeschool Girl, and I feel like she kind of encapsulated that vibe and feeling to some of the songs on You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. But in general, it's a great evolution. She seems very mature. The music seems more mature. She's gotten even better at writing. I remember she took writing classes at college for Guts as well, but I feel like her writing has evolved even more. You get that some people like in general don't like listening to ballads, but I would really recommend like even looking at the lyrics of these songs. Even if you don't enjoy listening to them, her writing has evolved and I would really recommend taking a look at that. Okay, I want to talk about clear standout tracks. Not my favorite tracks, but clear standout tracks from this album. I'll definitely drop that. Stupid Song, The Cure. She chose the perfect singles in my opinion. I listened to Stupid Song tonight and I started crying my eyes out. I mentioned songs that might remind people of like gods or like previous songs or eras. For example, My Way, Expectations. I feel like people might also consider these as standout tracks. I personally really loved My Way. It's very catchy. My favorite songs right now are Stupid Song, My Way, What's Wrong with Me. I've listened to it on YouTube like for the past few days ever since they performed it live together. I was waiting for that song to come out. I love it so much. Also, it just once again shows that Olivia, she's in different areas. She's different from any other pop girl right now. Who's featuring The Cure on the album? I don't see anyone. I think she was right when she declared The Cure like the mission statement of the album, but I also really like the idea of purple, connecting the You Seem Pretty Sad and Girls So in Love sides of the record with each other. Um, I, in general, like the idea of calling a song purple because that's kind of like the color everyone connects with Olivia. Secret Smoke was like my favorite on like my initial first listen, but I really like the idea of it like being the outro of the album. It kind of reminds me of Scott Street in the sense that they're not talking about the same thing, but it kind of fades out, like it builds up and then fades out like that, and I really like that. I also like that you mentioned some of the song titles on the album in that outro song. For example, Honeybee, or like I also think The Cure. I really like that concept. I also want to mention some of the motives she mentions on the album in general. For example, being unraveled, she's a thread on his shirt and she's coming undone. I like that motive. And I'm sure some people will draw the comparison, so I'm just gonna mention it. I feel like she's doing it better. Please Don't Ever Become a Stranger, whose laugh I could recognize everywhere, really reminded me of, and I hope I never see what your face looks like going, a face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. I love that line. She also wrote Honeybee alone. I feel like it's the only song that she wrote alone. I'm pretty sure. I love the production of that, like the choir and like the layered vocals. I just love what she did there. Um, in general, I like Olivia Rodrigo's more upbeat songs even more, but on this album she really won me over with the ballads. She won me over with the sad songs. Also talk about a great album opener, Drop That. I mean, we've kind of been living with this song for like a few weeks now, but I still listen to it on my like initial reaction to the album because I want to get the full experience, and it was totally worth it. She opens the Girl So in Love side beautifully, and it's it really is the first single. Also, the Toxic Attachment on Maggots for Brains. First of all, great song title. I love it. And it's kind of like a disgusting song title, even it's a disgusting picture she draws, but it's really how it feels like to be attached to someone. You just feel empty, you just feel rotten when he goes away. I really like that song. I love the idea of it. I love that she's trying new things. She's not necessarily like a pop star that's getting ugly, but she's also not afraid to be like raw and honest. For her, it's not like really getting ugly, but it's just being straightforward with sitting at home, rotting in her bed, feeling sad to the point where it's kind of becoming disgusting. They say modern love's a cruel endeavor, and to that I say, fuck you, whatever. If I came up with that, I would never shut the fuck up. She's such a good writer, not like just this line. I mean, it's set up to be like the line people talk about. But she says so many good things on this album. I'm kind of cooking on a review right now. And also want to mention once again, she sounds so mature. She's still very young, for sure. And maybe she'll look back on this record in a few years and think to herself, that was so childish of me. But to the listener, there's a clear jump from Guts to You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. The way she talks about jealousy in My Way, the way she talks about like having standards and expectations. It's like a big difference to her previous records. And I love that you can see growth. You can see that she's maturing. She's a woman now. She's not just a teenage girl, an angsty teenage girl. She's a sad woman now. Visually speaking, I love the aesthetic of the album. I love that she split like her typical purple up into light blue and light pink. Shut the fuck up with all that baby doll dress controversy. I personally loved her in that dress. I loved her in like every dress so far. She looks beautiful with the side part. I took some inspiration today. Can you tell I'm not eating quite as much as she is? But she's looking stunning. She's looking grown. She looks perfect. She's handling herself gracefully. I loved her interview on the podcast from New York Times. She answered every question so profound and so, I don't know. She's just very captivating. To sum it all up, I think it's a great album. It's a great evolution in her catalog. She's really evolved, and I'm looking forward to her next project already. But I really want to enjoy this one. I like people moving on so fast these days. I love that she's waited. She has improved so much. I really want people to enjoy this record. I've been streaming it ever since it came out last night. Okay guys, thank you so much for just listening to me rambling about this album. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think of this album. What's your favorite track so far? Maybe some songs you didn't like that much. And yeah, see you next week. Thank you so much. Maybe subscribe to my channel. Bye.